In 4 minutes, it's 8:11. Small businesses are constantly looking for ways to advance their marketing strategies and grow their companies. That's why Dell Technologies assembled an all-star lineup of podcasters to create this year's virtual conference to share advice and inspiration for small businesses. Dell Technologies is here to help safeguard your business with modern devices and Windows 10 Pro, providing relevant content for your business's success. Follow along with all episodes of the Dell Technologies Small Business Conference on the Odyssey app, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts starting May 10th.
NMLS 2611, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, subject to credit approval. Call 823-852-6464 for terms and conditions.
Hey, Gary, anything new with you?
Buck, can you believe it? I just crushed my mortgage payment again with owning. But this is the last refi for me.
Why?
Because I got a 15-year fixed rate of 1.99% with absolutely no closing costs. Can you believe that?
Get your last mortgage refi from owning and own your home free and clear in 180 months. Just call 855-5-OWNING or go to owning.com and ask for your last refi at today's 15-year fixed 1.99% with no closing costs. That's 15-year fixed at 1.99% with no closing costs. None.
Why not get your last refi from owning? You just gotta call 855-5-OWNING or go to owning.com. That's 855-5-OWNING or go to owning.com.
Like throwing to curveballs at the most inopportune times, like when your car breaks down on the way to an important meeting, or you catch some sushi just before leaving on vacation.
Or your dream husband while making dinner for a bunch of hungry housewives.
Always happens. The good news is you've got Mike Diamond's smoking cars on your side.
For $99, everything from the kitchen sink to mainline food toppings.
Most plumbers tell you they need to see the problem before quoting a price. But what they really want to see is what kind of car you drive. We call that car in the driveway pricing.
Rude.
Yeah, that stinks. But that's what you get when you call Bubba.
Got a clogged drain? Reference the $99 stoppage page at MikeDiamond.com and then call 1-800-446-MIKE. Contact us.
Hi, I'm Mike Diamond, and I guarantee my plumbing will show those diamonds smell good. Your house call is free.
Party in Malibu ends with a balcony crashing onto the rocks below. These stories and more coming up in the next 15 minutes. But first, it's 8:15. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. Here's Tim Greenwood.
Southbound on the Hollywood Freeway, things are looking pretty good after an earlier difficulty, but northbound on the Hollywood Freeway, this is going to be right at the Vermont exit. Watch for some slowing between Alvarado and Vermont. There's a problem off the street at Heliotrope, and that is what I am told is the reason for that. If you see a better one, feel free to fill in the gaps at 323-467-1070. All the way down the 405, things are pretty well behaved as you head into LAX. Things have even gotten better in the last half an hour around Pleasant Way. That's the Circle Drive around LAX. It was very jammed up about half an hour ago. Now, just a little slow on the domestic side. I guess maybe Mom's coming to town, or someone's in Greenwood. In the Puente Hills Hyundai 24-hour traffic center, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Look for sunshine after morning, low clouds and fog. Temperatures will be a little cooler than what we felt yesterday. Afternoon highs will be in the 60s at the beach, low 70s in LA and Orange County, low 80s in the valley, mid 80s in the high desert, and 60s in the mountains. The Murray layer will deepen tonight with low clouds covering the coast and valley through the night and morning hours. Over the next few days, it looks to be a slow clearing day tomorrow, and some of the beaches could keep the clouds through the day. Temperatures will knock off a few degrees and look for a modest warming trend as we head into the middle of the week. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecast, I'm CBS 2 meteorologist Alex Benson for KNX 1070 News Radio.
Right now, 63 degrees in Santa Monica. We have 55 in Simi Valley and 61 in Orange at 817. Both centers are now open for the May 18th special primary election for Assembly District 54. That area in the western part of LA consists of neighborhoods from Cheviot Hills to Culver City and Inglewood. The centers are open every day from 10 to 7. There are 5 Democrats on the ballot and a Socialist Workers Party candidate as well. It's getting more and more expensive to rent an apartment in the Inland Empire. Track the real page says the region has had the biggest rent increases this year in the country. Real page chief economist Greg Willett tells KNX the Inland Empire is becoming the go-to spot for people tired of the higher prices in LA and Orange counties.
We went to that work from home environment. We really also talked about hiring people move from the most expensive areas to nearby spots that are a little bit more.
The increased demand for apartments has shrunk the supply in the Inland Empire, leading to the increases. The average rent is just over $1,660 a month. That's up almost 9% from a year ago. Tourism officials in California say the industry is coming back as the state moves toward a full reopening in mid-June.
Now, it'll require a lot of work and strong support from all Californians to get us back to where we were during the pre-pandemic. But if Californians know best, anything is possible here.
Visit California President Caroline Patata says the latest forecast shows it's going to take about 3 years for the tourism industry to fully recover, but she says they could happen faster. Visit California says more than 75% of people in the state within the past week have taken some action toward planning a trip. She says California has a lot of work ahead, though, to attract more tourists because there is still a perception that much of the state is closed, especially when compared to Florida. There's a certain amount of anxiety about going back to the office after spending the last year working from home, and that anxiety includes your pet.
How do you give some peace of mind to your poor, stressed out dog now that you're heading back to the office?
There's so many different levels of separation anxiety.
Dog trainer Sherry Williams.
It's a hard sell to leave a dog without an option of something to do. So that's why when some people don't have the time to take separation anxiety before they go back to work, even something that it loves more than it loves you being there. That's why I would say give something super high value for the dog. That will usually distract it enough for you to leave and not feel guilty.
Williams reminds us that highly dominant dogs think they're in charge, not you, and they didn't say you could leave. Chris Stevens, KNX 1070 News Radio.
It's 8:20, time for a look at your money.
More Americans are flying again, and more are splurging on first class or business class tickets.
There's a perfect storm of people having some cash saved up in the bank, but also tons of frequent flyer miles. And now there's a sense of revenge travel, and I'm going to travel in first class so I don't have to be jammed in with the rest in the back of the plane.
That's Brian Kelly, founder and CEO of The Points Guide, the go-to site for info about flying and using airline miles. He says not only will business class ticket holders get hot meals, drinks, and more room, but also
Generally, airlines now board from rear to front, so when you're sitting in the front of the plane, you're last on and first off, which minimizes your amount of time on the plane.
the TSA says a pandemic-era record of 1.6 million people were screened at U.S. airports last weekend, and Kelly predicts that's about to fly a lot higher.
I wouldn't be surprised to see over 2 million TSA passengers screened by the end of the summer.
We check your money at 20 and 50 after each hour. I'm Wilbur Stone, KNX 1070 News Radio. Because we drive every day.
Which means we know the alternate route like that back of our hand. That gets you around the problem.
Got to get right lane blocked by 3 car piles. Come on, exit the freeway and wake up. Pre-tested traffic
confidence back with affordable dental implants from West LA Implants. For years, Dr. Tony Barrier of West LA Implants has provided his patients with top-of-the-line tooth replacement options and treatments that are individualized to your needs and situation. And all of their procedures have been beautifully natural in the home. You can also feel confident calling West LA Implants for the highest standards of sterilization. Your safety is their priority. West LA Implants today. Free exam, CT scan, and X-ray. That's $500 off. Free. And if you go to the next 6 calls, you receive 50% off your complete dental implant. That's right. The next 6 calls will receive 50% off your complete dental implant, which includes the implant crown and above. Financing options are available. 310-481-0111. 310-481-0111. That's 310-481-0111. Or visit westlaimplants.com. May 22 on KNX. May is Bicycle Safety Month. That means everyone needs to be extra careful now that more cars are back on the streets.
Jeffrey Sprague is with AAA.
We're just concerned that if drivers aren't looking out for bicyclists and vice versa, and if there's some pretty novice bicyclists out there, this could be a recipe for some crashes.
He tells KNX there are measures both can take, starting with stay alert. Spring says drivers have to avoid all distractions, especially the cell phone. Also, when passing a bike, reduce your speed and give at least 3 feet of space.
Some people think they should honk the horn at the bicyclist to alert them that there's a car behind them, but that could surprise the bicyclist and cause them to swerve into traffic or off the one-way to crash.
Drivers follow all traffic rules and use hand signals.
Know how to signal for a left turn, know how to signal for a right turn, and know how to signal for a stop. That way, the drivers behind you will be more aware, and just the fact that you're making a motion will make them more aware of your presence.
Wear a bicycle helmet every time and on every ride. Nearly all riders who died in a collision were not wearing helmets. Jan Stevens, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Thanks to more than 1,000 LA residential yards, the city is being recognized as a biodiversity haven. LA is the largest city to get that certification by the National Wildlife Federation. Michelle Barton with the LA Sanitation and Environment tells KNX schools also help the city snag that honor.
There's Forms Elementary School near downtown, and there's Grove Elementary School on the west side, and these are schools that have really leaned into the idea of creating habitat, and they have beautiful spaces that serve as outdoor classrooms and spaces for exploration.
The Wildlife Federation requires 4 things for a green space to qualify as biodiverse: native plants, sustainable practices, food and shelter for birds and wildlife, and eliminating or reducing the use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers. The city of Lancaster offering everything from scholarships to gift cards to get kids 16 to 18 vaccinated against COVID. The mayor of the city admits it's sort of a bribe, but well, and the student who gets the most number of other students to get vaccinated gets a $10,000 scholarship.
I think everybody needs to get paid and incentivize people to do it.
Our expert was the mayor of Lancaster.
I don't think there's much value in trying to get people into it. Because government people in the service when they're really good.
The money is coming from pre-existing scholarships. Charles Feldman, KNX 1070 News Radio. That will be all in the 10 for the balcony collapse in Malibu. That's right above the air. It's 8:25. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes. That's something checked by Grocery Outlet. Here's Tim Greenwood.
It's a SIG alert now. We shouldn't have one of those on Mother's Day morning. It's a SIG alert. Unplanned lane closure for 30 minutes or more, and we've got 3 lanes closed. This is on the 10 westbound at Normandy Avenue. Somebody ran out of gas, wound up in a crash, and this is backing up traffic to downtown. So westbound 10, as you move to 110, be ready to stay to the left. Watch out for people who don't know what lane they're in. And all the way over to Normandy, it is jammed up and slow as people renegotiate their way to the leftmost lane. Southbound, coming over Sepulveda Pass, right at Santa Monica Boulevard, we had some debris in lanes, and 405 South at Sunset Boulevard, they say that off-ramp will be closed until about 11 o'clock this morning. Traffic increasing around LAX right now. South on the 405 through Fountain Valley and into Huntington Beach, things are good. They picked up the cones where they were working on the bridge widening project, and that is good news. Now, Mother's Day is right around the corner, you might say, and a local grocery outlet has everything you need to make it a special one. From flowers, scented candles, and decorative glass to beauty and personal care items, we've got plenty of ideas for you. Stop by today. Next traffic report 8:35.